Hey Graeme, how do you look back on that game today?
It's sobering. It's sobering for our young players. I thought with the ball we had some nice bits. We moved the ball around the pitch at times really well, but when they turned the wick up physically, we struggled to compete, and some of our players found that really hard and found it a real challenge, which is why we take these games. And I've said to them, how many times has that happened to you in your career? And there's not many replies, to be fair. So they need to understand, actually, we're not doing well in the game. How do we maintain a structure? How do we maintain a shape that actually is going to give us an opportunity to get something out of the game? I said to them at half time that I didn't think they'd competed in the first half. For 15 minutes they did really well and they competed, and then Huddersfield turned the wick up physically. And then they found it really hard and they found it really challenging. The game became too big, we gave them too many spaces and they exploited that. So good lesson for our young players in terms of structure behind our attack, making sure we guide our opponents away from dangerous areas. But ultimately, at the highest level, it comes down to you versus me against my direct opponent. Can I get the better of you? And far too many of their players won that individual battle.
And you do talk about the different challenges that the players can get, and what will you take from this one going forward?
Good learning, a good understanding for some of the players of where they actually are in the grand scheme of football, because sometimes we get a distorted view at Rangers because we're a good team, we play really well, we have good success in Scotland, and you need to come to different places, places that don't necessarily see us in the same light, and get exposed to it. And I thought that Huddersfield showed us good respect in the way they approached the game, but they weren't in awe of us in any way, which is good. And we had to deal with some different athletes, different physiques that we did not necessarily see every week, and it was a different challenge. The best players, in my opinion, are those that figure out problems quickest. We didn't figure out the problems, we needed to guide them a little bit from the sideline at half time, and then when the challenge comes against you again after you go back to 1-1, it's about what's inside. What pride do you have and what determination do you have to keep that clean sheet, or to keep it at 2-1 and battle really hard until you get an opportunity to get on level pegging. And that was a real challenge for some of our players today. It's not fatal to them, it's a great learning experience for them, but they need to understand football's hard, it's difficult. You need to have a whole raft of abilities in order to succeed, and they saw that today.
And it's obviously a big week coming up for the majority of this squad. We'll be hoping to see a reaction from them going into that game.
Oh, we'll definitely see a reaction. I've seen a reaction in the debrief and chat there, but they will have it all the way through their career. We'll have ups and downs. We don't necessarily mind, as on the pitch, if they make a mistake. We don't necessarily mind if they lose a challenge. It's about what they do next. And this team historically, and these players historically, have always reacted really well. And we've got a really good opportunity on Wednesday against a good team in a great competition to show just exactly what they're made of.